So I made a video about some obscure mobile games that were actually pretty great. Don't worry, you don't need to watch the other one to watch this one. And even though I talked about some good ones, you guys mentioned some other games. So I got a list of some other games I didn't talk about in the previous video, as long as some of the suggestions you guys gave. But before I do, I just want to say thank you guys for 3,000 subscribers. I thanked you guys in the previous video for 2,000 subscribers, and now I'm at 3,000 already. At this rate, I'm gonna have to be saying thank you every video. Watch that become an actual thing. You guys just purposefully get me higher and higher every video just so I have to say thank you every time. But no, seriously, this is just insane. You guys are wild, dog. I couldn't say thank you enough. I honestly can't. I could say it every video and it wouldn't be enough. So like, you guys are just, you know, you guys are the best. Thank you for this. I won't waste your time though. Let's get into the video. Kung Fu Pets is an animal growing game made by Come To Us. It was released on November 5th, 2014, and was last updated on October 31st, 2018. It's set in the world of Xiaolun Village, where the animals there practice Kung Fu every day. They have literally told me there are no more trees because they keep chopping them all. You can make new pets by combining two old ones, and pit them to fight in a tournament. You can raise your pets from small creatures to big dominating forces of nature. You don't just feed them anything, you have to feed them gourmet meals, okay? Gordon Ramsay is the only chef allowed on that island. Maybe Julia Child, but I think she's dead. You can level up your pets to unlock new skills to become even stronger. And you can use your earnings from the tournament to expand your village on the island. It even supports other languages such as Korean, Dutch, French, Portuguese, and Spanish. The game is currently delisted from the Google Play Store, and even on the name of the app it says service termination. This game was pretty much the same as the other ones in its genre. If you like these kind of games, you probably would have liked this one too. I played this game briefly, but I was too heavily sunk into Dragon City and Monster Legends. It was a fairly decent game, it just wasn't as popular as the others. Blitz Brigade is an FPS game made by Gameloft. It was released on May 9th, 2013 and was last updated on December 17th, 2020. In this game, world leaders have decided that war is a really bad idea. So instead, they just put their soldiers in arenas and have them compete. You can fight with up to 12 players in various maps. There are tons of challenges and contests to keep you coming back. And there's up to 7 classes to choose from, such as Soldier, Gunner, Medic, Sniper, Stealth, Demolisher, or Engineer, each with their own unique ability that can severely change the outcome of a match. There's also various modes to play such as Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, and Free-for-All. The game is delisted from the Google Play Store, and I tried to open the app, but it wouldn't finish loading. Honestly, this game doesn't seem that bad. Probably just wasn't as good as the other games during its time, although I barely played it for the time it was available, so I don't know if there's any problems I haven't seen. Overall, it's a fairly decent game, but that's about it. Scribble Nuts is a puzzle game made by Warner Bros. It's a game where you solve various puzzles using your imagination. What do I mean by that? Well, you can type anything into the text box and it would appear, whether that be a giant cookie or an armless T-Rex. There's over 50 puzzles for you to solve, and if you buy the World Pass, you can get 40 extra levels. You can even play as different characters in the game. There's a playground mode where you can build anything, and cool little details like shaking your device to undo something. This game was really fun. I think it was like $1 on the Play Store, and obviously you can't create anything, it does have its limits. There are still a lot of things you can come up with. The game is currently delisted from the Google Play Store, but it is on Absol, but you need an older version of Android to run it. There really isn't another game out there like this, and I wish there was. If anybody's still able to play this, let me know. All in all, the concept is really cool. I wish they didn't get rid of it. Battle Gems is a Match 3 game made by Artix Entertainment. It was released on April 28th, 2014 and was last updated on March 31st, 2018. In this game, you fight as a hero trying to reach the top of a mountain. You swipe gems in order to perform attacks, and there's over 100 different monsters for fights such as dragons and zombies. And there's over 450 levels for you to beat, and there's various weapons, armors, and pets for you to collect. And you can also customize your own character. Oh yeah, and there's a lot of puns. The game is currently delisted from the Google Play Store, but you can still get it on Aptoid. I actually really liked this game when I was younger. Oddly enough, the puns are really funny. They're not like bad funny, they're actually good. Well, some of them aren't, but for the most part they are. I'm not too big on Match 3 games, but this one is an exception. There was genuinely a lot of passion and effort put into this, so it sucks it got delisted. And with all the characters, items, and dialogue, it'll keep you entertained. This is a very nostalgic game for me, and I wish it got more eyes on it. Deer Hunter is made by Glue. It was released on August 17, 2015, and was last updated on March 2nd, 2021. The game is pretty simple. You hunt deer. There's tons of real-world locations to go to, like Texas and Colorado. There's also many different types of rifles to collect, and a ton of animals to take them down with, such as sheep and bears. The game is currently delisted from the Google Play Store, but it is available on Absol. It's not bad. I enjoyed it a lot. If you're into these types of games, this is a good choice. The offline stuff still works, so if you want to play it, you can. It's overall a solid choice if you're looking for a hunting game or a good time killer. So if you can, I'd recommend checking it out. Into the Dead is an endless zombie runner made by Pickpock. In this game, you have to avoid zombies for as long as you can, but you can also pick up weapons to blast them with. There's not much to it after that. It's pretty simple, but this is a game I remember playing a lot when I was younger. The environment always freaked me out a bit. They made a second game where there's a lot more weapons. Both games are available on the Google Play Store if you want to pick them up, and it's also on iOS, so you guys aren't left out too. It's a pretty fun endless runner. There's not much to it, but there doesn't need to be. I really like the game and I highly recommend it. Nova 3 is a sci-fi FPS made by Gameloft. It was released on May 10th, 2012. You play as a former Nova captain, Cal Warden, who receives a distress call on his way to Earth. You land at what remains to be San Francisco to join a squad in order to bring back communications to the Nova base. It eventually leads to Cal being transported to a ship to retrieve an artifact, then being transported to a planet to receive another artifact, and that planet self-destructing, and then coming back. It's a whole fleshed out story. There's many different weapons to use, such as assault rifles, rocket launchers, and flamethrowers, and many different types of enemies, such as infected marines, psychers, spiders, and cybertooths. There's about 10 levels for you to play in the campaign, and if that isn't enough for you, there's a multiplayer mode. The game is no longer available and it's delisted everywhere, but it's highly regarded as one of Gameloft's best games. And honestly, after seeing some of the gameplay, I can definitely tell. Now, I'm unsure of any issues it has since I've never played it before, but it seems like a top-notch mobile game. They really don't make them like this anymore. I wish Gameloft would make something like this again, but alas, quality seems to be something of the past. Let me know if any of you guys were able to play this game, and how was it for you? It seems to be pretty nice from the stuff I've seen. Anger Stick was a fighting game made by Button Knee and M. It's set in a world where space gangsters try to take over the planet, and 5 heroes team up to defend against them. That's literally all there is in the description. There's nothing else. It's basically just an endless fighter. There's many combos you can cook up. There isn't much to the game, but it is pretty fun. It's currently delisted from the Google Play Store, but you can get it on Absol. There's also 4 other games that came after it. The only one still available being Anger Stick 5. It's a fun game. Just play the 5th one since there's more to it. Project Muse is a rhythm game made by Rinsco. It was released on September 30th, 2016, and was last updated on June 24th of this year. There's hundreds of different songs to play to, with over 40 different personalities to align with them. The game has a very cyber-simplistic theme to it. I've had this game for a while. I even drew my own OC at one point. I haven't gone too deep into rhythm games, but I really enjoy this one. I like how there's so much effort put into it, and the theme is really, really cool. A lot of the songs can tend to be kind of cutesy, but if you don't mind that, this is a perfect fit for you. Brave Frontier is an RPG made by Gummy Inc. It was released on December 11th, 2013 and was last updated on April 18th, 2022. You can summon hundreds of characters from heroes to majestic beasts, level up their strengths and skills to make them more powerful, then put them in squads to make the ultimate team. There are many locations to fight on with an enticing pixelated style. You can perform combos and fill up your skill meter to unleash your ultimate attack. There's also other PvE modes such as trials, raids, and quests. There are even co-op modes so you can play with your friends to collect rare materials to make very powerful weapons. The game is currently delisted on the Google Play Store and iOS Store, but you can get it on Absol, but the servers are shut down. I didn't play this game much, but it was really cool when I was younger. I remember at the start they had you choose a certain element, and I think I chose lightning. Either that or fire. I don't know too much of the game after that, but dang, it sucks that it's gone. Survival Craft is made by Candy Rufus Games. It was released on October 14th, 2012 and was last updated on April 12th, 2023. You're left stranded on an island by your crewmates, and now you have to find resources and build shelters to survive. There's many different materials such as diamond, limestone, and clay, as well as many different animals such as camels, bulls, and werewolves. Yeah, there's werewolves in this game. The game is still available on the Google Play Store if you want to get it. It's also available on iOS. So is the second game, which is a lot more fleshed out and has a lot more to it. This is the Minecraft knockoff of the century. I don't care what you say, this game is goated. I remember playing the demo all the time, and I'd have to make a new world every 30 minutes because my free trial went up. Good times, man. The demos are free, but the full games cost $4 each. It's totally worth it. The games are pretty cool. Absolute banger. I totally recommend this. Dead Trigger is a zombie shooter made by Deca Games. It was released on July 3rd, 2012 and was last updated on May 27th of this year. In this game you fight against an army of zombies. You can destroy them with many different types of weapons such as handguns, chainsaws, and miniguns. There's even many gadgets such as a laser amputator, baits, and mines. This is honestly such a fun game. I like when devs make games dedicated to offline use. This game is just peak zombie shooter. There's also a second game with more maps and weapons. This is one of the best time killers you can get. Really solid game. I'd say check it out. Stickman Basketball is made by Dijin Works. It has many different game modes such as quick games, seasons, and tournament cups. You can pick your favorite team with their own unique colors. It's incredibly fast paced with smooth animations. It even has controller support. The game is currently delisted from the Google Play Store and the Apple Store, but you can still get it on Aptoid. Honestly, this game was a lot of fun for me. I used to play this all the time. I don't know what happened to Dijin Works. The whole company seemed to have just vanished. They had a ton of other games like soccer, hockey, and Olympics. These games were definitely underrated for sure. Besides that 2017 remake. That one was terrible. It's a genuinely great game and I recommend you take a look at it, although I wonder what happened to the dev team. CSR Classics is a drag racing game made by Natural Motion, but is now owned by Zynga Games. It was released on April 1st, 2014, and was last updated on February 21st of this year, although the update was just bug fixes. In this game, you have to race your way to the top, using legendary classic cars from all brands. As you climb the ladder, you gotta add upgrades to your car, eventually restoring the entire thing. You could also buy halfway restored cars if you're lazy. There's 5 tiers to go through, each getting more and more difficult. It's still available on the Google Play Store and the Apple Store, but there's a bug where it asks you for permissions, but it doesn't allow you to grant them. I don't know, it's weird. I hope they fix it. The game is just as fun as CSR. The story is pretty well fleshed out and all the cars are really cool. If you're looking for a classic take on the original CSR, this is the game to get. Puzzles & Dragons is a match 3 game made by Gung Ho Online. It was released on December 9th, 2012 and was last updated on August 5th of this year. Form a team of monsters to conquer dungeons and other enemies. Just match 3 orbs to defeat your opponent. There's over 2,000 monsters with different combinations and abilities. They can also evolve into different forms, play with friends in multiplayer co-op dungeons, and help each other rank up. The game is still on the Google Play Store, so if you want to get it, you can. I remember ads for this game being everywhere back in like 2016-17. This game never really got as big as I thought it did. Like I'm telling you, it was like Raid Shadow Legends level of advertisement. You could not watch a single video on YouTube without there being a Puzzles & Dragons ad in your face. It'd be really funny if you just got an ad right now and it was Puzzles & Dragons. It doesn't seem too bad. If you played match 3 games and you've probably heard of this already. It seems fine. I haven't seen anything wrong with it. So if this is your type of game, go for it. Kabooma is a 3D FPS made by Azer Interactive. It was released on July 21st, 2016 and was last updated on February 7th of this year. This game has various game modes and locations. There's also tons of weapon customizations you can make to suit your specific style. You can even customize your character. You're also able to trade with other players, which I don't know why other FPS games don't include this. You know how much better some FPS games would be if they allowed you to trade items? The game is a fairly good FPS. I wish the motions were smoother and more fleshed out, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. I haven't put too many hours into it, but I'd still say it's worth it. I think there's some better options out there, but I think this is still a good choice. This is gonna be a short one, but there is an older Dumb Ways to Die game that got removed. They made a revamped version with even more things added to it. I just thought it was interesting that they remade the first game instead of just updating the old one. I don't know why they did that. But yeah, that's all there is to it. Soda Dungeon is an RPG made by Armor Games. You hire a team of adventurers to raid dungeons for treasure. You can use your findings to upgrade your tavern and make new sodas, as well as recruit better party members. The game is delisted from the Google Play Store, but you can still get it on Aptoid, although the second game is still available, in which it's probably better. I remember playing this game a lot in 2018. The game is really nice, and it's also pretty funny. I definitely recommend to snag it if you can, but just play the second one. This is a really cool hidden gem, and I'd like to see more people play it. Pixel Car Racer is a drag racing game made by Studio Furukawa. It was released on July 22nd, 2016 and was last updated on January 5th of this year. This game is a retro-style drag racer with a lot to offer. There are literally tons and tons of cars to buy with so many customization options. It's actually crazy. You can add body kits, do engine swaps, add turbos or superchargers, add custom paints and liveries, and even run dynos. There's even a ton of mods for the game if you want to change it up a bit. You can pretty much make your dream setup in this game. game. And yes, if you are wondering, there is manual gear shifting. No, not just the pressing of a button, but you can actually use a clutch. You can tune your car to the moon, and there's also street races. This is honestly the best drag racing game ever. Yes, even better than CSR 2. Oh, what's that? There's cloud saving? That alone makes it the best already. The game is super simple, yet it's super fun, and the pixel graphics are just chef's kiss. There's literally nothing you can't do in this game. The only issue I have is I wish there was more slots for cars. You can only own up to 6, and that really sucks, considering the fact that they have a lot of cars to choose from. I highly recommend this game if you're looking for a drag racer. There's not much out there that beats it. Absol Extreme is a rally game made by Gameloft. So just imagine Absol 8, but off-road. There are tons of off-road tracks to race on, and a plethora of cars that have been rallified. Race, flip, and crash your way to the finish line to become the greatest rally driver in the world. The original game is delisted from the Google Play Store, but the Netflix version is still up. You can get the original version on Aptoid though. Now this just sucks since the Netflix version is only available for Netflix members. The game is great, but it's not paywall great. So if you can get the original version, just play that. But yeah, it's an overall fun game. Duel is a ragdoll shooter made by Greenlight Games. It was released on September 29th, 2015 and was last updated on April 21st, 2023. You go against others, testing how fast your reflexes are. You'll duel all across the world, including China, Russia, and Brazil. The game gets harder and harder every level, so make sure you're quick on the draw. You can also buy outfits and accessories with the earnings you win. This is a game I don't expect a lot of people to really know about. I played it for a little while, then forgot about it. It's a pretty cool mobile game. I enjoy it a lot. It's not designed to be the most fun thing out there, but I don't think every mobile game needs to be. This is just what it is, a mobile game. The game is still available on the Google Play Store if you want to play it. It's simple and entertaining, so I recommend you check it out. Assistant is a virtual assistant app made by API.ai. It was released on May 12, 2011 and was last updated on October 24, 2016. There's not much to it. It's just a personal assistant. Get this, I made a review at the time saying that she called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I can't remember if she actually did that or not, but based on the fact that Freddy Fazbear's Pizza doesn't exist, she probably didn't. The app no longer works and it even says that in the title, but I thought this was a little interesting one to mention. Minnow Monsters 2 is an RPG made by Minnow Games. It was released on October 7th, 2015 and was last updated on July 4th, 2016. The game features over 100 monsters for you to collect, which you could evolve into different forms. You can complete missions to earn rewards and fight in PvP tournaments. The game is delisted from the Google Play Store and no longer works. I didn't play this game much either since I was already playing Dragon City and Monster Legends. It seemed like a really cool Pokemon knockoff though. I don't know too much about the game outside of that though, but it seemed cool. Major Mayhem is a run-and-gun action game made by Rocket Jump Games. It was released on July 12, 2012 and was last updated on June 8th of this year. There's 45 levels for you to play on with 4 different game modes. There's also 5 different power-ups you can use against your enemies. And there's 20 different weapons at your disposal, such as an automatic shotgun, minigun, and a quadzooka, which apparently is a bazooka, just more bazooka-y. You can also customize your major with over 42 different costumes and hats. And apparently this is in collaboration with Adult Swim Games. Regardless, you're doing all of this to save your girlfriend, alright? The average military story. But since you're in the army, you're gonna stumble upon a Chinese base and see your girl getting it on with Ji Zheng Pao, which forces you to leave her and get with their long-lost brother-in-arms. And then you have gay sex, because that's what happened. You're in the army to have gay sex. This game is actually pretty fun. I remember playing it a lot when I was younger. There's even a second game where the dude is bigger, bulkier, and gayer, but I like that they're still updating it to this day. If you want a fun little game to pass the time, this is it. Modern Strike is an FPS made by Azer Interactive. It was released on August 11, 2016 and was last updated on August 2nd of this year. This game is an FPS with PC quality graphics. Pretty much the mobile version of Call of Duty, CSGO, and PUBG. There's 5 different game modes you can play on, free daily rewards for you to collect, and 50 different weapons of all types. And it even optimizes its game for lower end devices. There's over 14 different maps with their own original style, which keeps every game interesting. The game is still available on the Play Store if you want to play it. I played this game when I didn't have a console of any sort, and it's pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. It's honestly such a good game. Nobody should sleep on this. I don't know how its reputation held over the years, but when I played it, it was a great experience. Out of the sea of mobile FPS games, this is not one you want to miss out on. Bad Nerd is an open-world RPG made by VNL Entertainment. You're a nerd taking revenge on bullies. You can take their lunch money to upgrade yourself with armor and weapons. There's over 50 quests for you to complete, with over 30 different bullies to beat down, or even an online multiplayer arena, which is in its beta phase. I'm not sure when it was released, but it was last updated on January 31st, 2015. The game is currently delisted on the Google Play Store, and it's not available on Absol. I never got to play this game, so I'm not sure what it's like. From the pictures though, it seems to have the same map on School of Chaos. I actually remember when I was playing School of Chaos, they were promoting it on their posters. I don't know how different the game is from School of Chaos, so if anybody knows, fill me in. It sucks that it's gone though, because I'd assume it's just as fun. Drift Mania is a drifting game made by Maple Media. It was released on December 15th, 2013, and was last updated on October 6th, 2023. Drift against players in various real-world locations, from Japan to Switzerland all the way to San Francisco. You can customize your car with body kits, accessories, and paint jobs. You can even adjust things like the suspension and the gear ratio. You can compete in tournaments and an online multiplayer, and it's even controller compatible. The game is still available on the Play Store if you want to download it. It was a lot of fun for me, even though I wasn't that great at drifting games. It seemed like a solid choice at the time. There are better games than it now, but this is still good. Plus for me it has that nostalgia factor. Its whole setup is a little different from the rest, so if you want a drifting game that's a little different, I'd suggest taking a look at this. Finding Blue is an FPS style minigame. You're supposed to destroy the blue mons while avoiding other enemies. You only have a limited amount of ammo, so use it sparingly. There's many different weapons, from a pistol to a lightsaber. You can even ride in cars and helicopters. And each last level requires you to collect chickens. I actually have no knowledge of this game. This was one that one of you guys recommended. Didn't seem to be on the Google Play Store, it was only on Absol. And when I tried to open the game, it crashed. So if anybody else remembers this game, tell me how it was. Star Warfare is a third-person alien shooter made by Freyr Games. It was released on September 19th, 2012 and was last updated on October 14th, 2023. The game features smooth controls with 7 maps and 42 levels to play on. You can even team up on boss battles with up to 3 players. There's various gears you can acquire as well as 36 weapons, which you can mix and match to increase your damage output. The game is still available on the Google Play Store as well as the second one. I really love this game. It heavily gives off Call of Mini vibes. I used to play this game a lot when I was younger. If you like Call of Mini, you'll definitely like this game. And I know Call of Mini Infinite exists, but you can't play that game anymore. You can still play Star Warfare, so I definitely recommend getting it. Block Fortress is a fort defense game made by Forsaken Media. I'm not sure when it was released, but it was last updated on August 6, 2019. You're given the opportunity to defend your fortress from the Goblocks, which I assume are just goblins, but blocky. You can create various setups from the Fort Crafter, and customize your fortress however you want. You can even get out there yourself and defend. There's over 30 different building blocks to utilize, with 16 different types of turrets. Use power generators, landmines, and teleporters to help fend off the Goblocks. There's even a day and night cycle, so I suggest getting a few lights. The game is delisted from the Google Play Store, and it is not on Absol either. The game is still available on the Apple Store though. This was also another game I played a lot when I was younger. I had the light version since I didn't have $2. It was super fun. It let me be as creative as possible. This game kept me locked in for hours, dog. And from what I know, not much has changed. So if you want a Minecraft style balloons tower defense game, this is the one to get. Guncrafter is a weapon crafting game made by Aquatic. It was released on May 24th, 2013 and was last updated on June 28th, 2023. The game is what it's called. You craft guns, and when you're done crafting, you can compete against friends and other players in competitions. The game is still available on the Google Play Store if you want to play it, as well as the Pro version and Holiday version. It's actually very interesting. I like how it starts you off with a wooden pistol. The game is simple, but it's really cool. It's fun to mess around with it a little bit, so if that's something you're interested in, hey, check it out. Bomb Squad is an arena PvP made by Eric Frummeling. It was released on September 5th, 2014 and was last updated on July 26th of this year. This is a PvP arena game where you try to blow each other up. There's various different game modes and levels for you to play, and a ton of different enemies to fight, such as ninjas, barbarians, and chefs. This game also has ragdoll physics to make it 100 times funnier, and the game has controller support. The game is still available on the Google Play Store if you want to check it out. This is a really cool game in my opinion. I remember playing it a lot in school when I had time to kill, and it was very fun, and still is. There's a lot of different bombs, such as fire bombs and ice bombs. It's honestly a really funny game that's very entertaining. I still play it a bit and it's pretty nice. Tank Heroes and Arena PvE made by Clapfoot. It was released on December 30th, 2010 and was last updated on October 25th, 2018. There's 3 different environments with over 120 levels to play on. There's 5 different weapons to choose from and 5 different tanks to take them down with. The game is still available on the Play Store if you want to play it as well. This game is also pretty fun. I know somebody in the comments mentioned this game as well. But yeah, I played this game here and there. I like these types of games. They're just small and simple and don't really need much. Probably because it's really hard to screw up a game like that. I like a lot of these games I can kind of just download and like mindlessly play. This is a great game. I suggest taking a look at it. Hard Time is a prison game made by McDickey. In this game, you're in prison trying to survive. You'll have to adhere to your physical and mental state by doing things such as sleeping and eating. You can do things like read and watch TV as well. You also have certain attributes like strength and intellect that you need to constantly improve. If you let your mental health completely slip away, you will quite literally crash out. You can also go around the prison doing certain tasks for other inmates to improve your reputation. You even have to poop every now and then, and if you don't, you will actually go on yourself. Yes, you will actually crap your pants. Poop maxing in prison? Let's go. The game is still available on the Play Store if you want to check it out, as well as other games such as School Days and Old School. Surprisingly enough, Wrestling Revolution isn't there anymore. I wonder what happened to it. This game was pretty fun when I played it, but some of the reviews stated that the game became pay to play, and if that's the case, that really sucks. I hope that's not the case for the other games, since they also used to be really good. It sucks that the game became like that though. Infinity Ops is a cyber FPS made by Azer Interactive. It was released on April 18, 2018 and was last updated on May 22nd of this year. This game is set in a sci-fi cyberpunk world. There's various game modes to play such as Team Deathmatch, Hardcore, and Custom Game. There's a huge assortment of weapons from plasma rifles to grenade launchers, and you can even use jetpacks. This game also optimizes itself for weak devices. Azer Interactive seems to be a huge W. This game is actually really underrated. The movement is smooth, the gameplay is pretty nice, and the graphics are pretty sick. I'm honestly surprised this game isn't talked about more. Definitely check this game out if you can. This dev team seems to be very passionate about their games, and I can definitely see it. Mad Guns is a blocky FPS made by Go Dream. It was released on October 31st, 2017 and was last updated on July 31st of this year. This is an online FPS and battle royale game. There's a lot of wacky weapons, from magic wands to explosive hamsters. There's also a lot of weird enemies to fight, such as chickens and octopus. There's also a lot of cool armors and skins. The game is still available on the Google Play Store if you want to check it out. It's honestly kind of different from its competitors. It always felt unique and quirky, but it never felt like it tried to be that way. It's not the most impressive game in its genre, but it's still very unique. I played this game quite a bit and I really liked it. So if you're looking for a blocky shooter game that's a little different, then I say look at this one. Payback II is a battle sandbox made by Apex Designs. It was released on October 10th, 2014 and was last updated on January 17th of this year. There's so many things you can do in this game. You can perform tasks for money, participate in street races, and get into helicopter fights. There's many challenges for you to complete, and even a custom mode where you can add whatever you want. This game is very much a watered down GTA Online. Honestly, the only difference is the graphics, which is completely fine since it can run on lower end devices. This game is so much fun, dude. I've played it a lot. I highly recommend downloading it. It's really great. Lastcraft is a survival game made by Pixelgun 3D. It was released on July 19, 2018 and was last updated on March 1st, 2019. You're set in a post-apocalyptic world where you craft weapons to defend against hordes of zombies. There's a PvP mode where you can fight against other players, and over 150 recipes of weapons you can craft. The game is delisted from the Google Play Store, but it is available on Aptoide, although it no longer works. This was honestly such a curveball from Pixelgun. They made this game while they were still trying to fix the original one. This one was okay, it was just so unnecessary. Like, nobody asked for this game. I wonder if they ever thought about revamping it though. Modern Combat Vs is a warfare FPS made by Gameloft. It was released on September 27, 2017 and was last updated on March 17, 2021. There's many different agents with specific skills to choose from. You can compete in 4v4 online multiplayer to see who's the best team, as well as venturing on 6 different maps. The game is delisted from the Google Play Store, but Modern Combat 5 is still available. The game looked pretty fun, although I never really got to play it. There are quite a few Modern Combat games in the series. I think it's a pretty cool game nonetheless though. Realms of Fortune is a first-person RPG made by Gamma Ray. I'm not sure when it was last updated, but it was released on March 26, 2013. This game is a little different from your average RPG. Instead of crossing the ocean to find treasure in Davy Jones' butt crack, you go to lands full of magic and ancient secrets. Throughout the world, there are many boss battles for you to encounter. As you level up, you can do things like apply elements to your blades, or new dungeon types. There's a lot for you to do, such as swimming, hunting, and others. And this was actually another one that one of you guys mentioned. Honestly, this game looks very interesting. It sucks that it's not available anywhere. I would have really liked to check it out. If anybody knows if you can still play this game, let me know. Yeah, this seems severely underrated. It sucks that we can't play it. Magic Rampages is an RPG platformer made by Asante Games. It was released on March 4th, 2015 and was last updated on July 20th of this year. There are various game modes to play such as Campaign, Competitive, Survivor, and more. You can get together with other players to compete in randomly generated dungeons. Explore many different areas to fight monsters like spiders, dragons, ghosts, and others. There's tons of different classes to choose from such as mages, druids, paladins, and more. You can also gather with other people at the tavern. Honestly, this game seems to have a lot. I'm surprised a game like this flew under my radar. This one was also another one of you guys mentioned, and it seems cool. I'm probably gonna start playing it. There seems to be a lot of cool stuff in here, so if you're into this type of stuff, then check it out. Blocky Cars is a vehicle battle game made by Go Dreams. It was released on July 10th, 2015 and was last updated on August 1st of this year. This game takes cars and guns and puts them together. You can craft your vehicle however you like and compete with others on various maps. There's also a hero mode where it just becomes a normal FPS. There's a skin editor where you can create any skin you want, and with up to 8 players in a match you can either talk or try to tear each other apart. Honestly, this game has always been underrated. It's like if you took Pixel Gun and War Robots and just mashed them together. It's definitely improved a lot over the years as well. There's a lot this game has to offer. I definitely recommend it, although I don't know what's up with the logo. If you want to blast your enemies with your mega tank or with your loaded smart car, this is the game to get. Honestly, the options are limitless with this one. I really love games like that. Definitely check it out if you can. Samurai vs. Zombies is a strategical defense game made by Glue. It was released on February 10th, 2012 and was last updated on January 9th, 2013. You play as a samurai who has to protect their village from hordes of zombies. You can set up defenses and work with allies to make sure your village is safe. You can play mini games to earn lots of money as well. And you can use your earnings to upgrade your samurai with better weapons and defenses. This game is still available somewhat. You need an older version of Android to play it, but I don't think Glue has entirely gotten rid of it. Now, I don't know how good or bad the game is since I can't play it, but it seemed to be interesting. Plus a couple of you guys talked about it, so I thought it was worth mentioning. Grumpy Bears is a beat-em-up made by Fluic. It was released on April 12th, 2013 and was last updated on July 4th, 2023. It's a game where the bears are attacking you and you have to defend your honey. You have a lot of weapons and defense systems you can use to prevent them from getting to it. You can use things like dynamite, grenades, and molotovs. You can also unlock various skins. There's not much to the game after that. It seems pretty fun though. You can still get it on the Google Play Store if you're interested in playing it. Yeah, one of you guys mentioned this game and it actually seems like a rare find. Thanks for mentioning this. It actually looks pretty cool. Pew Pew Live is a fast-paced shooter made by Jean Francois. It was released on June 20th, 2020 and was last updated on July 18th of this year. This game is a twin joystick shooter with multiplayer. It seems to be developed by one person. Through online leaderboards, 60 FPS graphics, which is pretty sick, many different ships, bullets, and trails to unlock as well. This game also supports controllers. You can even create your own levels and share them, and it's only 3 megabytes. Dude, just looking at the photos, this game looks insane. This was another one you guys mentioned, and this looks pretty cool. I'll definitely check it out. It looks really nice. Not a lot of games that offer a lot with so little. Pocket Legends is an MMORPG made by Spacetime Studios. It was released on November 10th, 2010 and was last updated on July 19th of this year. There's over 100 levels with multiplayer. You can team up with players around the world to explore various dungeons. There's also 5 different classes for you to master. This is also another game one of you guys mentioned. I'm not too big into MMORPGs, but this seems like a great pick. I don't know too much about this game, but if anybody else played it, be sure to let me know how it is. Before I get to the last one, there are a couple honorable mentions. Mini Carnival, where you can play various types of mini games, and Battle Bears Zombies, which was actually the very first Battle Bears game. Now these are honorable mentions because I already talked about the franchises of these games in the previous video. But these are some pretty cool games nonetheless, and you should definitely check them out. Forward button is by far one of the best mobile games out there because it's hundreds of mobile games in one. There are tons and tons for you to play, and if you ever get bored, just click the red button and it'll load up another one. And if you like the game, you can save it and play it for later. And with new games being added all the time, it'll constantly keep you entertained. Sure, not all the games are high quality, but they'll definitely help pass the time. From fake Unos to knockoff 2048 to actual platformers, this game has it all. Is it perfect? No, but I think when it comes to mobile games, this is the jack of all trades. There's so much to do in this game, dog. Honestly, check it out. It's really good. Okay, that was a pretty big list. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm not entirely sure if I want to do a part 3. Honestly, it just depends on if you guys really want one. I kind of went through all of the games that I wanted to mention, but this was pretty fun. There are definitely a lot of mobile games out there that are very, very underrated.